Today Tori will not get filter.
Politics matter.
Sports.
Ya lo hace. Pierna derecha, directo al arco. ¡Golazo! ¡Golazo!
Culture. Naija and Obodo Oyibo music. Advertisement will go reach your customer home and abroad.
This is incredible.
Now on Top Radio Afiju you go hear am.
You can't be serious.
Na so. Radio Afiju be baba for all radio stations wey dey Osogbo, Osun State. Radio Afiju na better level for broadcasting.
Alrighty then.
Ẹ bá mi pè o. Kí lorúkọ rẹ̀? Rédíò. Gbogbo èèyàn ló ń gbọ́ Àfíjú. Gbogbo èèyàn ló ń gbọ́ Àfíjú. Lórí WhatsApp. Instagram. Facebook. Lórí X. Lórí YouTube. Lórí TikTok. Kí lorúkọ rẹ̀? Ẹ bá mi pè o. Rédíò. Gbogbo èèyàn ló ń gbọ́ Àfíjú. 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 Rédíò Àfíjú. Rédíò Àfíjú. Rédíò Àfíjú.
From the creation story in Genesis to the promises of Revelation, the Bible is filled with stories that have inspired moments and transformed lives in so many ways. Discover how these ancient accounts still speak to us in this modern world. Let's explore the Bible together and uncover the treasures within.
So join me, Pearl Durotoye, as I delve into the rich tapestry of Bible stories every Sunday, 5 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. on Radio Afiju. God is love. Hey there, Super Kids! Are you ready for a ride of fun and learning? Get ready to blast off on Kiddies Arena with Aunty Pearl and crew on Radio Afiju every Saturday at 10 to 11 a.m. Listen to stories that will tickle your bones, games that will blow your mind, and music that will make you dance like no one's watching. Lots of surprises and gifts to be won. So gather your friends, turn up the volume, let's have fun and make awesome memories together on Kiddies Arena with Aunty Pearl and crew. Only on Radio Afiju. Yeah! An impeccable dimension to broadcasting. It is Radio Afiju on your airwaves this Saturday morning. Good morning, Ekar Ututum Inakwana. How are you doing today? I hope you had a fantastic week, and I hope you're also having a fantastic weekend today. It is time for Kiddies Arena with Aunty Pearl and crew. My name is Pearl. And again, I'm not alone on the show because I have my crew members here with me. By my right here, I have...
Good morning, everyone. My name is Sofiat Abidi Azan.
Sofiat is here once again. And just beside Sofiat, I have...
Good morning, everyone. My name is Mustafa Foladara Ewa Oluwa.
Ewa, why is your voice deep this morning? What's going on?
This weather has... Oh, my Lord.
Is it the weather?
It's the weather.
Sorry. Sorry about that.
But I have to come and deliver my story to you guys today.
Right. Oh, it's the sacrifice for me. Okay, good to have you ladies here on the show this morning. I hope you had a fantastic week. like I did. And of course, I hope you are also ready for us this morning, because this show is for all of us. Kiddies Arena is for everybody, young and old. It is always fun here on the show. You learn so much. You gain insights about a lot of things from our storytelling. There are moral lessons for everyone to key into. In our grammar, you learn new vocabulary. You learn about words, sentences, how to structure your words better to aid your communication. And in our current affairs segment, of course, you're going to learn new things about the country and the world in general. In our safety and healthy living segment, you learn different things from how to be safe, how to be healthy, and how to generally just take care of yourself and the environment. And if time permits, finally, we play a game here on the show. And as well, if you want to contribute to the show or to the ongoing conversation, we are streaming currently on Facebook at Radio Afinju. You can also join us on all our other social media platforms. There's YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, everywhere at Radio Afinju. Subscribe to our YouTube page. Click the notification button so that you get updated on everything that we're doing here in the studio. And also, don't forget, Kiddies Arena with Aunty Pearl is open for sponsorship. If you have kids friendly goods and services that you want to share with the world, just contact the marketing lines displaying on your screen right now, and someone will get in touch with you. Again, I welcome you this morning on the show, and I promise you're going to have a swell time. What do we have for you today? I'll start with Ewa. Ewa, what do you have for us this morning?
All right, this morning, remember that imagination that I told you to keep last time? We're going to bring it back.
Right.
We're going to bring it back. So today's story is titled The Magic Paintbrush. The magic paintbrush.
I wonder what that story is about.
Well, you find
Okay,
out.
I'm going to find out. Okay, Sophia, what do you have for us?
Good morning once again. This morning on the grammar, we would have to continue our common errors in English language. It's been about 2 weeks or 3 weeks.
We've been on this for a while.
There are lots of common errors. So
I know the funny thing is we call them common, but it's you'll be amazed to find out just how much mistakes we make when it comes to the English language. You know, we've been learning this since preschool, nursery school, primary school, and up till now, a lot of us still make these mistakes. And that's why these common errors in English language topic is very, very important, because sometimes you say them and they sound correct to you.
very, very correct.
Yes, they sound good to you. In fact, nobody to even correct you, because everyone thinks you're saying the right thing.
Right.
Yeah, but when you look deep into it, like we are doing on the show, you're going to find out that you're saying a lot. I'm also guilty. I'm also guilty.
I'm also guilty.
So you find out that there are so many errors that we're making, because, I mean, you go out there, you go on the international public platforms, and then you're speaking this grammar with all boldness and courage, and they'll be looking at you like, what's this person talking about? So you have to know the right things to say, and that's what Sophia is doing in the grammar segment. But that's not all.
For current affairs, what do you even know about the Armed Forces Day in Nigeria? So we're talking about Armed Forces Day in Nigeria, and also word of the day. That one is suspect. We'll be having to talk about that later when we get there. But word for the day is very interesting and exciting.
Okay. So she's not letting the cat out of the bag.
Not
When
at
we get to
all.
that bridge, we're going to cross it. And then in my segment this morning, I will be taking extracurricular activities. I know I've talked about extracurricular activities, but we've not really gone in-depthly into it. What are extracurricular activities? Why are they important? And what are some types of extracurricular activities we as children can undertake in order to boost our creativity and our knowledge? That's what I'll be teaching in my segment this morning. So you can see it is a fully packed show. And when we come back from this break, we will delve into what we have for you this morning. So don't go anywhere. It's still Kiddies Arena with Aunty Pearl and crew on Radio Afinju. We'll be right back.
Aha! Àrà ọ̀tọ̀ lórí rédíò Àfínjú pẹ̀lú Ayọ̀dèjì Àríọ̀rí. yes. ẹ̀yin olólùfẹ́ ìkànnì yìí ẹ kú àmẹ́tí gbà tàbójúbà ètò àrà ọ̀tọ̀ tó balẹ̀ pẹ̀pẹ̀ níkànnì yìí gbogbo ọjọ́ àlàmísì thursday lẹ́ẹ̀mọ́ gbọ́tẹ́ tó mọ̀ ń wò láàrin aago 5 sí 6 àrọ̀lẹ́ 5 to 6 p.m. àrà ọ̀tọ̀ ìpele méjì ló kónú òní nínú ìtàn nípele àkọ́kọ́ níbi lọ́kọ̀ déjùmọ̀kẹ́ àti mọ̀ já wa sáwọn ohun tó ti ṣẹlẹ̀ rí láwọn ọjọ́ kọ̀ọ̀kan sẹ́yìn àrà nípele kejì níbẹ̀ lẹ́ẹ̀tì mọ̀ gbọ́ ìtàn nípa àwọn tó ti ṣe dáadáa nínú ayé wọ́n ti kú ni àbá wà láàyè ó tún lè jẹ́ tàn lù torílẹ̀-èdè àbáwọn ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ tó ti ṣẹlẹ̀ sẹ́yìn ẹ pàdé dọjọ́ thursday láago 5 sí 6 àrọ̀lẹ́ rédíò àfínjú lẹ́ẹ̀tì mọ̀ gbọ́ tẹ́sí mọ̀ wò lórí gbogbo social media platforms lẹ́ẹ̀kan ṣoṣo ayọ̀dèjì àríọrí ló lè tó yìí tá a tún mọ̀ forí pípé fọgbọ́n nú gbé kalẹ̀ fún wa tá a sì mọ̀ jẹ̀gbádùn rẹ̀ lódìdí ìkéde àti polongo lórí ètò yìí ẹ pè tẹlifon 0813 407 5558 àrà ọ̀tọ̀ ètò yìí kò ṣeé ní ìsìn ní sáà mo gbé fún lódìdí.
Welcome back to the show. It's still Kiddies Arena with Aunty Pearl and crew right here on Radio Afinju, your favorite radio station, and the radio station with an impeccable dimension to broadcasting. On Facebook, we have Oroki Foods Ologi. She's saying, good morning, my people.
Good morning.
Good morning to you, Oroki Foods. Thank you for joining us this morning. Good to have you here on the show. Before I forget, last week we had a riddle while the show was going on, and we've not had a winner. I mean, one person suggested an answer because the person was asking me, oh, is the answer apple? I mean, I'm not sure, because what do you mean? Why are you asking? Is the answer an apple? I don't know. You tell me, is it an apple or not? I'm doing the asking, so you do the answering. So you asking me if it's an apple, I don't know. Unless you say, okay, my answer is apple, my answer is table, my answer is whatever it is your answer is. Just say, this is my answer. And that is what qualifies you for winning the data gift courtesy of Veracious Pay. And of course, we also have data gift again for one lucky or more lucky winners this morning when you get our riddle correctly. So stick to the show because the riddle is going to drop at any point in time and you don't want to miss it. Olayinka Abdullahi Abiodun is also saying good morning. So good morning to you too, Olayinka Abdullahi. Thank you for joining us. Okay, without wasting much of our time, it is time for storytelling. So, Ewa, over to you.
Good morning. Good morning again.
Good morning.
Like I said before our short break, today's story is titled The Magic Paintbrush. And you guys are wondering what it's about. So we're about to get into that right now.
Okay.
Once upon a time, in a small village, there lived a poor but talented young boy named Samuel. Samuel loved to paint and dreamed of becoming a famous artist one day. However, his family was too poor to afford paints and brushes. One day, while wandering through the village, Samuel stumbled upon a mysterious old man. The old man handed Samuel a beautiful paintbrush and said, "This is a magic paintbrush. It will bring your paintings to life, but you must use it wisely." Samuel was overjoyed and quickly ran back to his village to try out the magic paintbrush. He painted a beautiful picture of a tree, and to his amazement, the tree began to grow and flourish right there before his eyes. Samuel was overjoyed and continued to paint with the magic paintbrush. He brought joy and beauty to his village. painting vibrant flowers, sparkling rivers, and even a majestic dragon that became the village's symbol. I told you to bring out your imagination, so he's going to be active now. However, as time passed, Samuel began to use the magic paintbrush for personal gain. He painted pictures of gold and treasure, hoping to become rich and famous. But the magic paintbrush began to lose its power, and Samuel's painting no longer came to life. The old man reappeared and said,
Wait, why you say no longer come to life? Did the dragon come to life?
Yes, it did.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
If I were to be Samuel, the first thing I'll paint is actually money.
I'm sure you
The first thing
see,
I'll paint
that's
is
why
money.
that's why the story is going to.
Let me get to the moral, so I will address what you just said now. The old man reappeared and said, Samuel, you have forgotten the true purpose of the magic paintbrush. It was meant to bring joy and beauty to others, not to serve your own selfish desires. Samuel was ashamed and promised to use the magic paintbrush wisely from then on. He continued to paint, but this time he focused on bringing happiness to his village and community. The magic paintbrush regained its power, and Sam's painting once again came to life, spreading joy and beauty to all who saw them. Now, the moral of today's story. The moral of today's story is that with great power comes great responsibility. I feel like this is a cliche moral, but it's very important. We must use our talents and gifts to benefit others and not just ourselves.
Right.
Now, I have a question for all of you out there that are listening. If you had a magic paintbrush that could bring anything to life, apart from money, apart from money, what would be your first thing that you paint? Apart from money, Sophia, what would you paint?
It would be that money again.
That money is set apart.
That money.
What about you, Aunty
I know
Pearl?
what I'll paint. I'll paint anything can come alive, Abby. I'll paint a family member that died.
Oh.
Yeah. That's what I'm going to paint. Okay, let's not get all gloomy on the show. But yeah, that's what I will paint. I mean, outside of money, what else can I paint?
A car?
I can't drive.
You can learn.
You can paint a driver. Maybe you'll come to
I'll
life.
paint the car. I'll paint the driver. What else will I paint? Okay, since I can get a driver, maybe I'll paint a jet as well. Then I'll paint the pilot. I'll paint so many things. Okay. All right.
I don't have much of an artistic talent, so I don't know anything I
don't know what
paint.
you're going to paint.
Well, that's our story for today. With great power comes great responsibility.
I mean, it's easy to get carried away like Samuel did. Initially, he was painting things, beautiful things to beautify the environment that people loved. And then I'm sure he got to a point, I'm like, why am I even painting flowers and trees? And let me paint some money for myself, forgetting that there is a reason he was given the paintbrush to start with. It was given the paintbrush so that he would serve the community. I would understand him wanting to get some things for himself.
I mean, he's only human. I mean,
right? But at the end of the day, that was not why he was given the paintbrush. So it goes to say that if you're given a certain responsibility to carry out something within your power, ensure that you don't go beyond. Because I don't know if I should call it greed. I don't know if to call it greed, because at some point it got, you know what, I want to be the richest man in the world. Let me paint myself some gold. Let me paint myself some money. And then I think that kind of got in the way of things, and he learned his lesson eventually. So with great power comes great responsibility. When you're put in a certain position to do something for the greater good, don't forget the reason why you are there, because you're there to make a difference. You're there to add positively to the world, to make great change in your environment, So don't just get carried away. That's the point of today's story. With great power comes great responsibility. So thank you so much, Ewa, for that story. Next up is our basic grammar segment by Sophia. Over to you, Sophia.
I want to blush. Hello. Good morning once again. Like I said earlier, I will be moving further in learning and correcting our common errors in English language. We've talked about some common errors already. So let's look into probably 3 or 4 again. So it says not only combines with but also. Not only combines with but also. So let me make a sentence as an instance. It is wrong to say he did not only blame the child but flogged him. It is wrong to say he did not only blame the child but flogged him, because we have not only in the context of the sentence. So not to make an error and to make it very hearable, so we have to put but also. You not put only but there. So the correct sentence would be like, he did not only blame the child but also flogged him. But also, emphasis on but also. Since not only is in our sentence, it must have but also. Another example, the incorrect version of the sentence is, she did not only study for the exam but attended the party. She did not only study for the exam but attended the party. That is wrong, because not only is in our sentence, we should also have but also. So the correct version would be, she did not study for the exam but also attended the party. So whenever we are having not only in our sentence, in what we are writing or trying to communicate, speaking, we should have not only and but also together. I hope that is very clear. So the second one we'll be talking about this morning, mention others before yourself. Mention other people's name before yourself. If one wants to mention the names of a number of people who performed an action, one must mention oneself last. You must mention yourself last while you're using pronoun I. Probably you want to represent yourself with the pronoun I. So we have, it can be like you and I, he and I know, Ajayi, Ibrahim and I, she and I, and Aunty Ewa and I. So you don't say hi, Aunty Pearl and Ewa. That is very wrong. So this is telling us that you mention the names of others before you mention yourself. So it is incorrect to say hi and Okonko did the work. Hi and Okonko did the work. According to this common error and the correction, other people's names should come first. So it is going to be Okonko and I did the work. It is incorrect to say hi, know, Ajayi and Ibrahim passed the examination. Hi, know, Ajayi and Ibrahim passed the examination. The hi shouldn't come first because we have other people in the context of a sentence. So those other people's name should come first. So it should be I know, Ajayi, Ibrahim and I passed the examination. I hope that is very clear as well. So number 3, this has a lot of explanation because at some point I was so confused. So this is he, she, we, they, and I are used as subjects of sentences. And what do we call subjects? Subjects are the performer of an action in a sentence. They are the one performing the action, while objects, it's the receiver. They are the one receiving the action performed by the subject. So this common error is very, very common. Yes. I'm also guilty. So he, she, we, they, and I are used as subjects of sentences, while him, them, and me are used as objects of verbs or objects of prepositions. They are used as objects of verbs or objects of prepositions. They can serve as the main objects in our sentence. So it is incorrect to say Ojo and me did the work. Ojo and me did the work. Now here's the confusion, because they're trying to say Ojo and me. We can feel like they said, okay, are you supposed to be, it's singular and it's supposed to be subject of a sentence now. Why do we have me here? So back to the one I said earlier, since we are having, you are not talking about yourself alone, you have Ojo and yourself. So Ojo should come first before yourself. So it's very wrong to say Ojo and me did the work. You rather say Ojo and I did the work. and me is not even the object of the.
It's the subject.
Or is the subject. It's also acting.
No, me is the object.
It's not the object. Did the work. The work there is the object. Is the one receiving the action performed by Ojo and me.
Me should not be in the sentence then.
Ojo and me did the work.
That's
Ojo
wrong.
and me did. That's wrong.
Okay.
So the correct one is Ojo and I did the work.
Okay.
Ojo and I did the work. So it is incorrect to say Okonko and I saw me. Okonko and I saw me. That sounds very correct. That sounds very correct.
Yes, it does.
But it is very wrong. The correct one is Okoko and she saw me. We already getting lost. Okoko and she saw me. She is a singular. Is the subject of the. Sorry.
But in the order of things, does it matter if she comes before Konko
That was what I
or
was about to
Konko
ask.
comes before she?
No, it is because it's she can come from Okoko since you are not talking about yourself.
Okay.
In the sentence, it could be she and Nkonko did the work. That is very correct.
Okay.
You know when you've heard something all your life and
Yes.
you think it's just correct.
So it is wrong to say Okoko and I saw me and Okoko saw me.
That was
So that is very
That
wrong
sounds so right.
because it is a sentence. Okoko and she. Like okay, let's say Okoko and her. Let's say Okoko and Ewa. They are acting as the subjects of the sentence, and me is the one receiving the action. So that is the object. The me there is already correct, like me, that's the object. Then Okonko and her, that is very wrong. Since we are having her as the object, I is supposed to be object instead of being the subject. If we remember that he, she, we, they, and I are subjects, while him, are, them, and me are objects of sentences. So it's supposed to be Okonko and she saw me, but that Okonko and her sounds very, very familiar,
You're
very
right.
correct, but it's wrong. So another example is she sent a gift to you and I. That sounds very correct as well, but
It's
wrong.
wrong?
It's wrong.
Hold on. She sent a gift to
You and I.
you and I.
Oh, I is supposed to be the subject. So you and me.
It's very
See,
correct.
I'm a fast learner.
I'm still a little bit confused.
It
But
does
go
sound
on.
confusing,
She
though.
sent a gift to you and I. She.
Okay, so you and me.
It's supposed to be you and me because she is acting like the subject of the
Okay.
sentence.
Okay.
You and I is at the object's end. They are the one receiving
Okay,
the
okay,
action.
yeah.
So in this is saying that I is supposed to be a subject. It's supposed to be the one performing the action, while if we want to use the want to describe oneself in a sentence, but at the object's end, it's supposed to be me, not I again. So she sent a gift to you and me. That is correct. So these are phrases that sounds very correct in our head, but they are very wrong. And that would be all for grammar this morning on the common errors in English language.
Okay, thank you.
Your voice
I hope
is sounding always a little too. The
I
weather
don't-
is.
I don't know. The weather is
serious.
forgetting to me.
then that means I'm the only person whom the weather did not affect because I'm sounding very, very normal. Okay, so thank you for that segment. I hope we've all taken correction. I mean, it's still a little bit confusing
You get
in my
used to it.
in my head, but I think maybe I need to articulate my thoughts very well and go through what we've learned.
So probably we can just state this now. He, she, we, they, and I. They are subjects of sentences. They are the one performing the action. So they should always be in the beginning of our sentence, not at the end as the object of our sentences. Like we said, subjects, they are the one performing the action. So they should always be in the beginning. He, she, we, they, and I. Why him, her, them, and me are the
us
objects.
as well, right?
Yeah, us. They slapped. No, they cannot slap us. They gave us money. So
Okay.
us is supposed to be at the object end. So we shouldn't mistake that. High should be at the. I think the confusing one is high and the most confusing high and me.
Yes.
Me is the object. High is the subject.
Subject.
So we should have that if that is what we are going to learn today. High is the subject. Me is the object. So that is it for grammar this morning. So Aunty Pearl, so we should go on the short break.
Yes, we should go on a short break. All right. But before we do that, on Facebook, Chris Emma Olamlekon is saying, "Good morning, my Kiddies Arena crew."
Good morning.
Good morning to you, Chris Emma. Thank you for joining us this morning. We will be going on a very short break now. Kiddies Arena is still on. When we come back, we are going into current affairs. How much do you know about your country? Sophia is still going to take us on that when we come back from that break. So don't go anywhere.
Colors are coloring the world. Colors are coloring the world. Colors are coloring the world. Oh, colors are coloring the world. The bright yellow sunshine, so warm on my cheeks. The sky is blue, it's a beautiful day. Come on, let's go outside and play. The flowers are blooming, they're purple and pink. Let's play ball on the grass so green. It's the nicest day I've ever seen. It's the nicest day I've ever seen. Colors are coloring the world before my eyes. At evening time, a gorgeous sunset, and at dawn, a bright sunrise. Colors are coloring the world before my eyes, and the rainbow paints the sky. As the rain clouds wave goodbye. Can you imagine a world without color? Everything black and white. But with blue, purple, yellow, green, orange, and red, the world is painted and it's all so bright. My yellow canary is singing a song. My puppy likes to run and leap, but the old white cat just likes to sleep. I've got some red apples, let's bring them along. The sky is blue, it's a beautiful day. Come on, let's go outside and play. Oh, come on, let's go outside and play. Colors are coloring the world before my eyes. At evening time, a gorgeous sunset, and at dawn, a bright sunrise. Colors are coloring the world before my eyes, and the rainbow paints the sky. As the rain clouds wave goodbye. Can you imagine a world without color?
Can you imagine a world with a color?
We imagine with our this morning.
Coloring.
With a magic
Right,
paintbrush.
imagine that in our magic paintbrush story. But really, I can't imagine a world without colors. What would that look like? And it makes me feel or be sympathetic to people who can only like see in monochrome, that they can't see all the colors, maybe due to some eye defect or something. It's a beautiful world, and the colors just make it more beautiful. I mean, when you see all these things, when you begin to think about these things, it makes you to appreciate the world better. But at the same time, some people, they've never known colors, so they are not really missing out on anything, because
that's
you
what
don't
they've always
miss
seen.
you don't miss something you never even experienced. It is what you've experienced that you would miss. But if you've never seen colors before, you came to this world seeing only black and white, of course you would live a very normal life. Okay, so back to current affairs with Sophia. So over to you, Sophia.
Good morning. I feel like it's like the fourth time I'm saying good morning. So let's talk about current affairs this morning. And this morning we'll be talking about Armed Forces Day. What do you know about Armed Forces Day in Nigeria? Oh well, Armed Forces Day in Nigeria is a significant event that honors the country's fallen heroes and celebrates the bravery and sacrifice of its armed forces. The day is marked on January 15 every year, which coincides with the end of the Nigerian Civil War in 1970. The celebration is a time for Nigerians to come together and pay tribute to the men and women who have lost their lives in defense of the nation. The event is typically attended by high-ranking government officials, including the president, who lays wreath on the National Arcade in Abuja to honor the fallen heroes. The ceremony also features special prayers, a gun salute, and the release of white pigeons to symbolize peace and freedom. The armed forces, including the Nigerian Army, Navy, and Air Force, participate in the ceremony, showcasing their strength and unity. In recent years, the Nigerian government has taken steps to improve the welfare of its armed forces personnel, including the provision of better equipment, training, and housing. The government also established the Nigeria Legion, an organization that provides support to veterans and their families. This effort demonstrates the government's commitment to recognizing and rewarding the sacrifice of its armed forces personnel. Overall, Armed Forces Day in Nigeria is a meaningful celebration that honors the country's fallen heroes and celebrates the bravery and sacrifices of its armed forces. The event promotes national unity, patriotism, and a sense of shared values, and serves as a reminder of the importance of national security and the role that the armed forces play in protecting the country's sovereignty.
There should be like a public holiday on every armed forces day, so that we can go to the stadium and then do parades and wear uniforms and
that would be amazing though.
Yes, it would be, but I think since we already do that on every independence, maybe that's why. But it's important to appreciate the armed forces because they work tirelessly beyond. I mean, you're living peacefully, you're sleeping, waking up, snoring on your bed. They do a lot of work in keeping the country safe from terror, from bandits. So we should always learn. When you see any uniformed personnel now or any armed force, show them some respect because they do a lot of good work. And I love the fact that you mentioned that a legion of some sort was set up to ensure that veterans are being taken care of. That is old armed forces personnel that have either retired or gotten older are no longer serving. You know, they spent the most of their lives serving the country, so it is good to see that they are being taken care of at their old age. So thank you for that. Now it's time for word of the day. But before you do that, Ewa, what's our riddle for today?
I was waiting for you to ask that. Since nobody answered the riddle last week, and I tried to make it as easy as I could.
Yeah, it was very easy.
It was very easy, but I guess we go again. Today's riddle. I have strings, but I am not a puppet. A very short riddle. I have strings, but I am not a puppet. What am I? I have strings, but I am not a puppet.
If I should guess now, I'll still feel it like
I'm having some options in my head right now.
Is it a sewing machine?
No, you're far off. We are not eligible to answer anyway, so let's leave it to viewers.
I'm sure I heard something right now. Okay, I have strings, but I'm not a puppet. That's our riddle for today. And when you get that right, you're going to win data gift courtesy of our sponsor, Vericious Pay app, where you can pay all your bills, electricity bill, subscription bill, and also buy data and airtime. So up next, word of the day.
Word of the day. Our last word of the day is still in my head in we because of the spelling. On we. It means loneliness, but oh wow, I still have it in my head. So we have our word for today is spelled PROPENSITY. PROPENSITY. It is pronounced propensity. Propensity.
I didn't put it together. I thought you wanted to spell prosperity.
Propensity. It is a noun, which means an inclination, likelihood, or natural tendency to behave in a particular way. It is an inclination, likelihood, or natural tendency to behave in a particular way. So we have words that can be used in replacement of propensity. Probably you don't want to use the word. We can have susceptibility, we can have bias, we can have tendency, we can have capacity, we can have ability, and we can have aptness. We have a lot of that under the synonyms. And antonyms, what that we can use in opposite of propensity, we have incompetence, inability, we have weakness, and etc. and lots more. So let's have that in an example, propensity in examples rather. We have she's inherited from her father a propensity to talk too much. You can say
That's a fun example.
she's inherited from her father a propensity to talk too much. Probably we'll say it's in the blood. That's a likely the natural tendency to behave in a particular way. And we have dogs have a propensity to bark. Of course, it's their natural behavior to bark. So, and we have another one. Emma has a propensity for drawing beautiful pictures. She loves to draw and she's very good at it. And that is our example and word of the day, propensity.
So get your writing materials and add today's words to it. Propensity. That's the word for today. So thank you, Sophia, for that segment. And right about now, we're going into the next segment, which is healthy living and safety. However, today we're doing something a little bit different. Like I mentioned earlier, we are teaching. Am I teaching?
You are.
Okay, I'm teaching extracurricular activities. So what are extracurricular activities to start with? These are recreational activities that we engage in order to boost to develop ourselves more, to develop our creativity, our skills, just to make yourself a better person. That's outside of the whole academic. When you go to school, you learn maths, English, and all of that. But extracurricular activities are a little bit different. Yes, it is still learning, but in a more creative way. So aside all the additions and subtraction that you've done in class, when you come out of class, what are all those things that you also learn to boost your creativity, to stay fit, and also to develop yourself mentally? So there are different types and different categories of extracurricular activities. Now, this segment is important because it is not just for you kids to hear, it is also for parents as well to have an idea of the kind of skills children can engage in order to become better, in order to add to their skill sets before they even become young adults. So, and remember, it is always easier to learn new things while you are young because your brain is in a developmental stage. It can grasp things easily. So, like I mentioned, there are different categories. There is arts and crafts, there is technology, there are environmental skills you can learn, there are performing arts, there is sports, there are different category of extracurricular activities. But let's start from the ones that are feasible, especially as Nigerian children. What are those extracurricular activities that you can engage in? First is painting and drawing, and this is under arts and crafts. We are making, I feel like we are having a lot of painting related talks this morning, which is good because our first story was about the magic brush. Sophia also had an example about somebody that had the propensity to draw and paint and all of that. Yes. And then now I'm talking about arts and crafts, painting as an extracurricular activities. And this is actually interesting because there are a lot of paint and in fact I don't know if to say for Oshogbo or Osun State, I feel like there are a lot of paint related arts, creative, or how do I put it? There are a lot of should I call them hubs, but there are a lot of avenues for children to actually learn arts and crafts. We have others arts galleria, we have paint and sip. Sometimes even this tie and dye, it's still in the line of art and craft. So children after school, it can even if it's not during the weekday, it can be every weekend. You go somewhere to learn a little bit of painting and drawing. There is also sculpture, that is molding, pottery, and all of that. And while these are good, it encourages creativity, imagination, and self-expression. Creativity, imagination, and self-expression. It allows you to just bring those imaginations in your mind to life. You can, so it doesn't end in just imagining all these things. You can actually create them with your own hands. It also creates a problem solving ability. When you can sculpt anything. If you see a problem, okay, you need so and so, you need a cup for drinking, you can by yourself, you can mold one instead of waiting for where to buy. Or these are just very important. There's also tie and dye fabric painting, like I mentioned. It's also important for fine motor skills and appreciating color coordination. Have you seen where people do tie and dye before? I have. Funny enough, I actually learned that at some point, even though it was a very short period of time. It takes a lot of precision to do tie and dye, because you have to just get it correctly so that the end result will come out very beautifully. And this is important because when you have fine motor skills, you can carry out things with precision. And this can help you when you grow up, when you go out there and you have to engage in one or two tasks or the other. You have the ability to do them perfectly. So you can learn painting, sculpture, beading as well, jewelry making. Yes, beading also helps with it also helps in developing fine motor skills, knowing how to use your hands to create things or build things from scratch. So that's for art and crafts. Another extracurricular activity we can engage in is in the category of performing arts. I'm talking about dancing, performing on stage. You can go for dance lessons. Now, outside of even learning, these things also help you to relax. Like after a very busy week in school, you just go there maybe every weekend, you dance, you relax, you learn one or two dance steps. And dancing is good. It helps to free your mind, also helps to move your muscle. Instead of sitting and watching TV all day, you go out there and dance. You can also go for music lessons. You can learn to who mentioned knowing how to play musical instruments all the time? When we're playing Two Truths and a Lie. That was the lie.
That was the lie.
Oh, okay. So you can learn to play a musical instrument, be it the keyboard, guitar, trumpet. I did learn how to play trumpet at some point, but I've forgotten most of it.
You've learned a lot of things.
Yes, I have. Even the guitar as well. I did when I was much younger anyway, but I didn't complete my lessons, so there's only so much I can do now. But don't be like me. Be a better version of me. Complete your training. So yes, go for music classes, not just instrumentals. You can also do vocal training. You see, a lot of all these musicians that we know now, they started when they were very, very young. Go and learn. They sing in church, they sing in class, during school activities, they come out and then they do all these things. So don't wait until you are old before you learn them. The younger you are, the better for you. So that's for performing arts. Again, I mentioned performing and theater as well. I did theater as well.
Oh my Lord.
Yes, I did theater. I'm actually a pretty good actor as well. I mean, I started from church. I did drama in church, and then when I went to school as well, I joined a theater group. So all these things, they just help your creativity. So that's for performing arts. And next category is in sports. I am sure you already know sports is important. It is even if you cannot do exercise or you cannot work out, you can engage in one or two sports. And the most popular one is football. I played football. So there are a lot of things I did as a child, but I did mine, especially after school hours, which was wrong because after school I'm supposed to go home. So instead of going home, I would stay back and then play football with my classmates and go home very late. So this is wrong, but you can do it more professionally by maybe signing up to a football training. Again, it's something you can always do. Make good use of your weekends, Saturdays, Sundays. You can just go to a football training, and not just football. You can do track and field, that is running, sprinting. You can also go for swimming. Yes, swimming is a life-saving skill. I think it is one skill I want to add to the many skills that I have. So
as for you remind me of one saying, "Jack of all trades, master of none."
What do you mean? Okay, oh well, I'm going to master this one. I promise myself. Amen. So swimming, learn to swim. Basketball, volleyball are also good sports for children. Table tennis as well. Then martial arts. I know this is not very common around here, but it's also good to keep fit, and more importantly, it is a self-defense skill that every child should learn. It is a self, you never know when it will come in handy. In fact, it is something I wish I learned while I was younger. But again, it is not
another thing.
Actually did try and start to learn
Yes.
taekwondo, but I didn't finish also. But I need to.
You should. So it is
Okay.
important. In learning a self-defense skill, it's actually very, very important. In fact, it is one of the things you should learn as part of our safe. You should learn a self-defense skill. So it can be martial arts, kung fu, not just to watch it or Jackie Chan on TV. Kung fu, taekwondo, what have you, all of that you can do. And these are things you can do every weekend or just 1 or 2 days in the week. You can learn them, and before you know it, it becomes a part of you. There are still so many extracurricular activities kids can do. We have academic, cultural, a lot of them. I think I should complete these ones by the coming week because there are still a lot more. There is technology. There's so many aspects, so many extracurricular activities children can engage in, but I'm going to stop there for this week. So next week I'm going to continue with some extracurricular activities that we can also do. We're running out of time, but we still have few minutes to play games. So what game are we playing this
I
morning?
feel like it's been a while since we played word chain.
What
Word
chain?
chain.
We've
Yeah.
not done that at all, have we? I don't
We
think
have.
we
Where
have.
I
We did
say a
play this
word
one.
and you begin a word with the last letter.
Okay, so quickly,
You start and
what?
Just pick a random
okay,
word.
Afinju.
Should we go like this? Okay, umbrella.
Apple.
Afinju. Oh my God, air.
Rain.
Number.
Rain. Why are you doing this?
You
to
can't
me?
repeat the one I said.
Okay, I feel that. Let's go another round. But I'm not starting this time around.
Yeah, I'll
Someone
start.
else
I'll start. Impeccable.
Extraordinary.
Elevate. No.
No.
I was thinking impeccable. Oh
As
my
if I-
God.
Thank you
Why?
for breaking the chain. I'm always the one
You're
losing
thinking
this
of what
game.
to say. Okay, Sophia, it's your turn to start.
Wing.
Wing.
Yeah.
Great.
Telephone.
Extraordinary.
Why did you say you can't say the same word? You have to change it.
No,
Okay.
this is another round. Okay.
It's another one now.
Yeah, but that way I can. Let's see.
Okay.
Table.
Elevate.
Exemplary.
Yeah.
Radio.
Ordinary.
Yeah.
Man.
Number.
Time out.
That is
Time
all
out.
for Game
Time
Boy.
out.
I didn't lose. Oh my goodness, this will go down in the record.
All right.
Okay. I'll have it in mind.
All right, that is where we are drawing the curtain here on Kiddies Arena this morning. I'm sure you had fun as much as we did, but not to worry. If you missed out on the show, you can still watch it on Facebook, or you can join us again same time, 10 o'clock a.m. here on Radio Afinju every Saturday morning. It promises to be fun as usual. We'll see you same time next week. On that note, we say
Bye-bye.
Who can tell me what the 7 continents are?
Let's see, there's Europe and Asia and Africa and North America